Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. You know what time it is, update time once again in the Battle Realm, and I am back with everything that you need to know about the June 2025 update to MCOC. Let's hop right in, starting off with the new champions for June, which are Nico, Minoru, and Karolina Dean. Now, I don't know too much about these characters. They're from a group called the Runaways. Nico was also featured in the Midnight Suns game, I think, that came out probably 2 years ago now. I think it's been a minute. Nico is going to be a Mystic champ. Karolina is Cosmic. I'm assuming they are showing these champs off or have done so already on the official live stream, given that this video is not allowed to come out until the live stream is over. Again, I don't have a lot to say because I'm not too familiar with these characters, but how about Nico accidentally witnessing her parents performing a human sacrifice, you know, as one does. Very common childhood experience. We've seen the deep dive previews for these already. Very, very cool. Won't spoil anything, obviously. Karolina in particular, though, has a very neat mechanic that I am very excited to see what people think of. It's not something like brand new, but it is a very cool implementation. And yeah, won't say anything more than that. Let's move on to number 2, which is a surprise champion buff to Captain Britain. And folks, if there is one thing that has really been missing in this game, and then the MCOC has really been in need of in 2025, it's a fresh defensive threat. So yeah, she's got Safeguard in her kit, she's got Neuroshocks in her kit, she is going to be incredibly annoying on defense. Yeah, Captain Britain, kind of a dud champ. Big shout out to my guy Grass MCOC, probably the biggest or maybe only Captain Britain fan I know. I'm sure he's going to be super excited to get a reworked Captain Britain. But yeah, going from a kind of a dud attacker to a big defender, I'm not sure how that's going to go over with folks, but you know, it is what it is. Number 3, the brand new saga is called the Fantastic Force Saga. So the Dark Phoenix saga, of course, ended, or will be ending at the end of this month, May, and it's time to start a new one. The Chase champ for the Fantastic Force Saga is going to be a 7-star Mr. Fantastic, and you'll be collecting something called Research Grants. I'm assuming this is going to work very similar to how you collected the plumes for Phoenix. Probably will be a post on the forums about this, and I'm also assuming, again, that they're talking about this or have talked about it already on the official live stream. So for any details, check the recap that my guy Akbar does after every live stream. Or I'm sure, again, they'll probably post about this on the forums or on the official blog as well. I am excited for 7-star Mr. Fantastic. He was a champion that I personally never ended up ranking up all the way to like rank 5 or ascended him. We assigned him quite a bit in SSX back in the day, but I think his use as an attacker dropped precipitously once like 7 stars came along. And for I think the vast majority of players, he is just like a pre-fight champion. But he's actually very good. He's got good power control, good regen control, and also some really good energy resistance as well. So really good champion. Does really want those SIGs though, so you probably want to start saving up the SIGs if you want to rank him up. And make him like really, really useful for you. Next up, let's scroll all the way down here to the Wheel of Fate, which is a brand new Everest quest. Now, I do want to give credit where credit is due because Kabam has been absolutely crushing it this year with PvE content between Epic of Pain and the Ordeal, and the Valiant Gauntlet was really, really good in my opinion. So yeah, credit where credit is due. You know, if you are a fan of solo content, you are eating good this year, and hopefully the Wheel of Fate continues that. Now, don't have any information on this quest beyond what is here. You know, it was kind of teased as a new Everest quest, but it does say that there are going to be different difficulties, which is really, really interesting for an Everest type quest. Maybe not like a true Everest quest, but something like more like maybe like a variant. I don't know. The champ swap nodes in this quest have been upgraded, so it looks like it's going to function like a crucible. So you're going to be changing champs every fight, but with the upgraded champ swap nodes, the champs that you can pick will be restricted by champion tags, which makes like planning is going to be much, much more important for this quest. You're really going to have a good approach to every single fight. Make sure that you have your champs upgraded, you know, and ranked up ahead of time. Otherwise, you're going to kind of get stuck and potentially in need of a restart. Now, the name of the quest, the Wheel of Fate, does make me think that there is going to be some sort of like randomization element involved. Like maybe the champion tag restrictions are kind of, you get like a chance of 1 of 3, which means like, if I go through the quest and if somebody else goes through the quest, our 2 runs are not going to be like identical, which is interesting from a gameplay perspective. Probably not so interesting from the perspective of anybody who enjoys making guides for this sort of thing. So hopefully we can figure out a way to make a guide that works for everybody if there is some sort of like randomization involved in the champion swap. All right, moving on to the next thing, which is the Captain Britain double track event. So along with her buff, next month, she's going to be getting a brand new double track. The Cyclops double track will be ending, or has ended already, I can't remember. If you are a casual or a very light spender in MCOC, highly recommend that you consider investing in these double tracks. They are typically really, really good value for your money. I think it's like $30 for like 90 days, 60 or 90 days usually. And you really don't have to do anything other than log in every day. There's usually a whole bunch of units along the milestones, a whole bunch of crystals, and then eventually at the end of it, of course, you'll be getting a 7-star version of Captain Britain. Now, I'm assuming that Captain Britain will be put into the Titan pool, similar to Cyclops. However, the June pool is currently full, so you're looking at, I think, September if you want to wait for Captain Britain in the Titan pool. So that's like 5 months from now or so. I don't think she'll have a featured crystal release because obviously they want to promote the double track event and people buying that rather than buying crystals for her. So I think if you want Captain Britain as a 7-star, it's either, pony up the $30 for the double track, or you're going to be waiting 4 months for the Titan Crystal. I do want to clarify here, you're not getting her right away. If you do pony up for the double track event, it is going to be, 60, 90 days or whatever, but you will get her guaranteed, and the Titan is not even guaranteed either. So I'm definitely going to be picking up this double track again. I find them to be really, really, really good value, and I would encourage you to do so as well. All right, I forget what number we're on. Whatever number we're on, the next one is the brand new idol, whose name is Solvarch. So as you might remember or might have seen, the remaining 2 idols were teased on the official Kabam social media channels the other day. There's one that looks like this weird octopus monster, and then there's one that looks like the muscular dog meme. I don't remember what it's called. I'll probably put up a screenshot so you don't think I'm totally insane here. Now, I'm assuming they have kind of revealed what this idol looks like on stream just a little bit ago. Name is Solvarch. You'll be collecting things called Shatter Essence to get this idol, and I'm assuming it will take pretty much the whole saga to get them. Hopefully the chase for this idol is a little bit more straightforward than Lumitrix. I really did not enjoy the Lumitrix chase. I feel like every day I was asking people how many essence do you have? How many should I have right now? And it was really difficult for me anyway to keep track of okay, I need to do this, but I can't do this. This one is only available for, the top arena finisher. This one is pay only. I did provide that feedback to Kabam Crashed after the Lumitrix chase ended. So hopefully they were able to kind of figure out a way to streamline it and make some positive changes to the idol chase this time around. Next up is the Pride event. Happy Pride to my LGBTQ viewers, and I hope you enjoy your month. As Kabam has done the past several years, there will be a Pride event this year. Now, typically these come with just a lot of really cool profile pictures. I'm really excited to see what the art team has cooked up for us this year. Again, no other details on this, in front of me here. So I don't know if this is really a quest or just an objective, maybe win champs with the Pride tag. I don't know, whatever it's going to be. But I'm always excited for more profile pics and maybe a couple titles. So we'll see how that goes. Last but certainly not least is next month's exhaustive list of bug fixes and improvements. As usual, I'm only going to cover a few of these. If you want to read through the list yourself, you can either pause the video as I scroll through them or go on to the official website. Usually these patch notes along with the bug fixes are posted shortly after the official live stream, so you'll be able to find them there. Let's talk about the Lotan boss. There are a bunch of fixes this month, or coming next month rather, for the Lotan boss. and I think chiefly among them here is a further optimization pass to reduce the frame drop issues, or lag, as you might know. So lag is a big problem in this fight for many players. I've fielded a whole bunch of comments on my Lotan guide about people who are really struggling with the lag from the Maelstrom. I didn't have an issue with her, but I do have periodic issues with Dust Sandstorm, which I think is a similar issue. So hopefully, if this optimization pass works to reduce lag for a bunch of people in this fight, hopefully something can also be applied to Dust as well to make her a little more usable for some players. Other Lotan fixes in here. There's one in here with Quicksilver here. So apparently Quicksilver was able to use his Whiplash mechanic to bypass the damage cap. So if you've done the Lotan fight, she's designed for you to go through like the damage loop 3 times per phase, and then like when you hit that damage cap, her wounded phase ends like immediately. But apparently somehow Quicksilver was able to bypass that, and you could do an entire phase in one Whiplash detonation. So that is being fixed. Her special one hits will now correctly deal energy damage. Didn't even know that was a thing. I'm not really sure I would have noticed it anyways. Her banishment effect apparently wasn't working. It was only removing one effect at a time. I don't recall this being broken in my testing, because like I tested Titania against Lotan, and I feel like all of the Haymaker effects that Titania gets were being removed right away. So maybe this was just periodically or with some specific champions. I don't know. And then apparently the Maelstrom description is being updated to more closely align with its function, which is to kill you. So a lot of fixes to the Lotan fight. Hopefully, again, with the fixes to the lag, this fight becomes a little bit more usable or doable for you if you've been having performance issues with it. All right, next one I want to call out here. Where is it? Something about Red Bull. Here we go. Introduced Scream to Red Bull, allowing her to gain Undermine from energized buffs while at max stacks, as well as from her other symbiote buffs. So I want to shout out Pablito on BMcG's Discord server for pointing this one out. So apparently Scream was unable to gain the Undermine from her energized buffs in particular. So when you trigger an energized buff at max stacks, it's supposed to give you an Undermine buff. It worked fine for the other 3 of her buffs, but specifically not for energize. And I forwarded that on to the team. They indeed decided it was an issue and fixed that. So big shout out to Pablito for that one. Should make her Undermine more consistent from fight to fight. And I'm a big Scream fan, so anything that makes her more usable I think is a big win. All right, last 2 I want to talk about are some pretty big Dark Phoenix bug fixes. First one is here. Fixed an issue where Dark Phoenix would remain permanently unkillable when her immortality buff was nullified or staggered, but the passive was then prevented by ability accuracy reduction. And very, very important to note here, this apparently did not require a client update and thus was already pushed live. So this is already fixed now. We won't have to wait for the June patch for this. So I did encounter this like once when I was testing and I was dueling Dark Phoenix for a war fight last season. And like the situation seems very narrow. Like, obviously Mystic champions are going to frequently nullify or stagger her immortality buff. But, preventing her passive via ability accuracy reduction was, I think Isophene can do it because she prevents it automatically. But like the Assassin Mastery maybe. So I haven't seen a lot of discussion about this. Don't know if anybody ran into it in like War or Battlegrounds. That would be pretty awful. But yeah, this should be fixed already. And then the second thing is fixed an issue with Dark Phoenix's immortality, where in rare cases both the passive and the buff form could trigger in the same fight. That's super rough, because when she triggers that immortality, it also comes with that the Nova Flame. And if you aren't careful, if you don't have a way to eliminate or reduce the duration of that immortality, you are going to take quite a bit of damage. So really glad to see that being fixed. That's going to do it for June, folks. A lot of really cool stuff coming up. Really excited about a brand new PvE quest again with the Wheel of Fate. Also really excited to see what happens with these new champions, Nico and Karolina. Always excited to test out new champions and see kind of where they fit in for me and the game modes that I play. Let me know in the comments below what you are most excited about in the month of June. And again, hit that like button if you haven't already. Please consider subscribing if you aren't subscribed already. I think you're going to enjoy it here, and we've got lots of good stuff coming up in the month of June. As always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.